back with another episode of Middle Age Mamas. You guys, guess what? Camila is sick. So it is Dawn and I. Look at how intimate it is. You feel so far away. I feel like we're having a conference official meeting.
I know. When you take a
we don't have a middle person.
That's
okay. It's just the two of us. The whole house is empty. Usually we got kids running all over. It's just you and me.
Yay.
So,
hi, Camila.
Hi, Camila. Get well soon. We are officially done with spring break. Kids go back to school tomorrow. So like mamas, we've been busy the last couple weeks and throwing up some throwback episodes. I hope you guys enjoyed those.
Yes.
But we are back live now. And there's so much going on in the world. So let's do a little bit of what's going on in the world, I guess. But before we get to that, I wanted to pick your brain for a second because over the break, I had kids going a bunch of different places all the time. And it was their first time riding in an Uber.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was talking to my neighbor the other day and she was saying the same thing. Her kid wanted to go play basketball somewhere and she couldn't get home early enough for her to take him.
Right.
So he was going to ride his bike and she was like, well, I might as well just let him go in the Uber. So she has one son who went alone by himself. I always send my kids, well, I haven't done this but a handful of times. I send them in pairs in an Uber. So what age do you think is appropriate to go in an Uber?
You know what? I thought it was 18 that they wouldn't even allow. I mean, I thought those were the Uber rules.
They might be.
I think so. But I have my son who's 15 has taken Uber.
Right.
For emergencies like school.
Yeah.
But other than that, when they first started, it would also be my brother and sister. It would be,
the two of them
two
together.
Of them. But yeah, Landon has done it once or twice by himself.
Yeah.
At 15.
So that's so funny that you say it's 18. So maybe it's 18 for booking the Uber, but obviously when they're picking them up, they know that they're teenagers. They don't look 18 yet.
I know. I don't know.
Yeah, we've done it in a crunch. So if, I've exhausted all resources of someone picking them up, or if they just don't want to be at school for 3 hours waiting for me, then I'll let them take an Uber home. But it was so funny when my daughter did it the first time. She was with her 3 brothers. It was all 4 of them together.
Yeah.
And she was like, Mom, I had the navigation on because I would make sure you was going the right way.
I do the same thing.
I said, girl, and I didn't tell her to do that, but that was just her own thing added for extra security. I was like, I am doing a good job.
You are.
And made me pat myself on the back. Because that's something I didn't even think of. But she was like, I want to make sure we're going the right way. Even though she had her 3 brothers with them that would jack somebody up if they had to.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. So what are you thinking? 15 is the consensus of when to put your kid in an Uber for the first time?
I guess. I mean, especially if they're like a big 15, like an older 15. I mean, I don't know like what the age is that they could even protect themselves, but that's just been how it worked for us.
Yeah.
It's about 15.
And then do you tell them ahead of time, like make sure you can open the door, or make sure, check the person out? Are you tracking the drive the whole time?
No.
Yeah, see, William will he'll watch the drive when they're in
That's
there.
a good idea.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I did once when my daughter was taking it is I said, make sure you get a woman.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you can request a male or a female? That's how much I've been in Ubers.
Yeah. I would say just make sure you get a woman.
Okay. And make sure, because I know there's a thing about making sure you can open the door from the inside once you get in. I've told my kids that. I think that's about it. And wear your seatbelt.
Yeah.
And text me when you get home.
Right.
Basically. That's the 3 things.
I do that. When you text me when you get in the car, text me when you get home, text me when.
Yeah. It's so funny. They're getting in Ubers, but we're acting like they're hitchhiking. Like they're not hitchhiking. They're just getting into someone's vehicle that is paid to drive them home. It's going to be okay.
It's still scary.
Yeah, it is.
This is good.
So what have you guys done for spring break? I know you went to New York.
Right. So it's interesting for me because my kids are all on different, so with my 3 kids, they all have different spring breaks.
Yeah.
And then my job, I have my spring break.
So where'd you fall in between them?
So I actually shared spring break with my middle daughter.
Okay.
And then my first, the oldest, came home for spring break a couple weeks Easter. Before that. No. Oh. She came home for her spring break a couple weeks.
Oh, right, because she had an early spring break.
So she had spring break maybe 2 weeks before we had spring break. And that was nice. We didn't really do much because we were all at work and school. But it's just nice having her home and she's able to help with pick up and drop off. And so we didn't really get a chance to do too much, but it's just nice having her there. But then my spring break, I did go to New York. I went to New York for a Black Educators Conference. Oh. It was called A Dream Deferred, which is a Langston Hughes poem. And it's interesting because I'm listening to Langston Hughes on Audible right now, his biography. And so it was really good. I have a lot going on at home. And so I needed to get away, to have some downtime. And it was cool. We were in a really nice hotel and my school district paid for everything. It was a group of us that went, counselors, and I was very flattered because I was chosen to go out of, like they chose 2 counselors from each region in the district. Oh. So I was very flattered that I was chosen. And it was wonderful. It was nice to be able to, I love just all of the curriculum and program that's centered around Black students. And so it's nice to be able to be in those spaces where you're able to have those conversations that you're not needing to whisper, or you're not needing to have to be concerned about somebody else's feelings or needing to explain the importance of these programs and historically why we are in the place that we're in now and needing to offer these programs. So it was really good. But a cool thing is that one of our past guests, who we talked about before, that she's engaged. Right,
did you see her?
Yes, I was able to see her. She came by and she saw me at the hotel.
Oh, that's great.
We were able to catch up.
And she got a taste of home.
Yes.
Is she still homesick?
She is still homesick. But I was able to give her some tips. You know, it's hard moving to a new place and you know, you need to make friends and you need to just kind of find your own way. And I reminded her of a friend, a mutual friend that we have from Mocha Moms, who's there now too, and said, hey, look her up. And I think what some of the stuff that she was experiencing is feeling like it's so different and she's needing to adjust to this new place. Whereas she's so fabulous. Like, she can go there and change some things. Right. You know, and make it her own as far as her work is concerned, as far as her friendships and just different activities that she's able to do. And so I think it's just gonna take her time to get acclimated to her new surroundings. But it was really nice seeing her. And I was staying right in Times Square. And Shakira was actually performing in Times Square, like just in the middle of the street. Shakira. So it was so swamped. It was like crazy. And when I went to walk her to the subway, the streets were cut off. Like, she had to call her man to find out the alternative.
And she had to like learn how to do the subway system and everything just on her own, right?
Her man helps her out. Like, she called him and...
No, but I mean, she had never done it before.
No, she hadn't done it before. So he was able to tell her, she was like, I'm on this street and can I take this one and that one? So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to learn, and it's very different from here. But she's getting it, and that was really cool to be able to see her. And then when I came home, it was that Easter week. Right. So my other daughter did come back home for Easter. And
did you do your egg hunt? I remember last year you saying that you still do it. And of course this year I didn't do it.
Yes, I absolutely Absolutely, like with grown ass kids.
Really?
Like,
In the rain? That was the one reason why I didn't, because my sister Tina and I, we were going to do an egg hunt and everything. But I was like, oh, it's gonna rain.
It didn't. It was so beautiful. I know.
House.
It was so beautiful. Like Resurrection Sunday, like the sun was shining.
Yeah, Jesus rose.
Yes, and the weather was perfect. And so my husband's sister's family came over, and their 3 kids. Like one is 23. Maybe she's gonna be 24. A 22-year-old. A 14-year-old.
Wait, so you hid eggs for all the grown kids?
Yes.
Was it candy or money or both?
Both.
Oh,
both.
Fun.
Yeah, candy and money. And and they get so excited. Like my daughter who's 20, I took a video of it, and my daughter's like in the video, like at the beginning, like so excited, like just because we're doing a countdown.
I gotta bring it back. I haven't done it in at least 3 years.
Yeah, it's lovely.
I think the last one I did, they were running around with like Ralph's bags.
Oh yeah, I did that. I handed everybody a plastic bag.
Yeah.
It was not only my kids, my nieces and nephew, and my goddaughter.
Oh, fun!
So it was fun, and we do it in the front yard because my front yard is big and it's not as like there's a lot going on in the backyard.
Yeah,
and it was cool. Yes, it was lovely, and I made my jerk chicken.
Ooh, your staple.
My jerk chicken and ham. So it was lovely. It was lovely. We did do and I just feel, even though the kids are older, to still have those traditions. I even did the Easter basket.
You did?
Each one of them? For each one of them.
Oh my goodness.
And my middle daughter, who's going to be 18 next month.
That's crazy.
She was like, "Oh, Mom, I think this is the best one yet."
Really?
The Easter basket.
Wow.
Like apparently, I
think maybe because I didn't grow up getting Easter baskets.
Really?
That's not a tradition that I've kept up with.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And then the Easter baskets the kids have received have been, if we go to an event or something, they have Easter baskets, but I've never made them.
Oh, I make them.
I think also because the connection Easter to Resurrection Sunday it's never made sense to me, so I just haven't paid attention to that part of it.
Right.
But we've done the egg hunts when they were little. Super fun. So I'm sure they would appreciate that.
It's fun. It's a nice tradition, and I think as long as my kids are still interested.
Yeah, why not?
As old as they are.
Yeah, and it's happiness and joy.
It is.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to me, like how they still want to do the pajamas
for
Christmas.
Yeah.
For Christmas Eve. And so I'm trying to hold on to all the little things that they still want to do because soon they're going to be gone.
Yeah.
And so it's precious.
Yeah.
Some of those things.
And then it'll be nice when you can see your grandkids doing the same thing.
I cannot wait.
Yeah. Because if you do it for your kids, and they're going to pass it down to their kids. So I better hurry up and get my act together. or when my grandkids come, they'll be like, "You didn't never do this for us."
I know. I'm looking forward to it.
Wait, do you guys dye eggs too?
No, I don't dye eggs anymore.
Okay.
We used to.
So that's the part you let go.
That's what I did. We dyed eggs when I was a kid. I do have that fond memory.
Yeah.
And I think I probably did them with my kids when they were young.
Right.
But we got away from that. We definitely got away from dyeing. But I think too, now everything is so fancy. You have all these choices where you can just put like stickers on the eggs, or you can what is that thing that you can put on there and then it kind of like melts to the egg. I don't know if it's like cellophane or what it is.
All right, it's not the old traditional
dye
with the vinegar and all that.
Right. And I remember back in the day when we were doing it, we would eat the eggs.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They don't know what to do with the eggs now because they just sit around. You got a bunch of colorful eggs for nothing.
Right. My kids aren't eating boiled eggs.
What you going to do with these eggs?
What are we going to do with these eggs? Right.
I think we went to a hunt. It had to be at least 7-8 years ago. And it was like an old school Easter egg hunt, and they were hiding the dyed eggs.
Right. Because that's how it used to be.
And the kids were like, "There's no candy in it. What are we going to do with these eggs?
What are we going to do with all these damn eggs?"
Right.
But what's so funny is last year, when it was our first Easter in this new house, the dad, so like my husband, my brother-in-law, and one of my husband's best friends, so the dads went out and they hid the eggs. They hid those eggs so damn well that we are still finding, like the week of this Easter, still finding eggs because we had those really heavy rains.
Oh,
and so
goodness.
I guess that rain was like bringing those eggs down. I literally found an egg
from last year.
That's
hysterical.
This week of Easter.
That's funny.
Still finding eggs. And then yesterday I was watering my plants in the front and found 2 eggs from Easter this year. So the kids are like as pumped as they are about it.
They still slacking.
They still slacking.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yes, but it's sweet. I think it's a nice tradition that we will continue as long as the kids are interested. And now this week, this past week, my son was on spring break. And thank you for taking him to Magic Mountain.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Those silly boys.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, because all the kids are wearing these Nike Techs,
right,
in every color,
right.
I go pick up Landon.
Yes.
They're dressed exactly alike.
That was so sweet.
I'm like, not to mention they kind of favor each other. He looks more like your son than he does his own siblings.
Yes.
So they walk around Magic Mountain looking alike. And then when I picked them up, they came out with the same cup and the same ice cream cup. I'm like, really?
That was so sweet. When I got that picture, I was at work and I was in a meeting and I was like, oh, I'm like showing my coworkers, like, isn't this cute?
It is the back of their heads.
But it was so cute. So
I always take those
thank
sneaky
you.
pictures.
Yeah, that's the part that's difficult when everybody's on a different spring break. Because we used to always take family trips.
Right.
Like we would take summer, spring break, winter.
Yeah.
We would do something.
Right.
And it's so hard to do when you're all on different breaks. Yeah. So that was, I'm happy he was able to do something special because he was so kind of spoiled that I remember we were in Arizona and he's very talkative like me, and he would tell his bus driver whenever we were going on a trip. And so one year he came home, he's like, where are we going? And he was in elementary school. Where are we going for a spring break? I was like, I don't know, Landon, I haven't started thinking about it yet. He said, oh, because my bus driver is asking.
He would know.
Because he would always go. It was like this
funny.
older lady.
Right.
And she would always ask him, like, where'd you go for winter break? And he would probably sit up front and talk her ear off.
That's funny.
About his trip. So no, we didn't. I took my trip.
You got yours in. It wasn't necessarily a family trip. Well, you got summer. Summer's coming.
Yes.
Spring break was a little late this year.
Right.
So before we know it, it's going to be summer break. And then you plan the summer trip.
What about you? I know you're.
Well, we just came back from Vegas from a volleyball tournament.
Oh, that's right.
So it was a lot of fun. My mom, she does her annual trip with us.
Oh, cool.
And she goes because she loves the casinos.
Hey.
She loves the casinos.
Does she win? Like, does she love it because she wins big?
Yeah, she just likes to play the slot machine, but she has like a whole method. So I sat with her and she put her money in and she let me push the button. She's like, okay, you gotta do like this. So I made a video and we were winning. I think we won like $35 off of her money that she put in.
Right.
And I'm like, gamble with your mama. Gamble with your mama. And she's like doing like twerking on the video. I was like, oh my gosh, she's a riot, my mother. She's so silly.
Oh, that's
so that
funny.
was fun. And she made it to every single game.
Oh.
They won big.
Did they win?
Yeah.
Oh,
they
good.
came in, I think it was like 200-something teams. They came in 25th.
Wow.
Yeah, so they did really well. Abby was amazing.
So it was a girls trip? Was it just you, Abby, and your mom?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. And so we took the tram back and forth, kept getting lost because we went from one hotel to the volleyball tournament was at Mandalay Bay. So you take the tram. We got lost like a gazillion times going back and forth, walked like 1,900 steps.
Right.
No, 19,000 steps, mind you. And then I was sitting in one of the break rooms with all the other parents, and there were some dads behind me. And they were like, so it looks like I walked like 14,000 steps today. I must have turned around. I said, if that is not the most middle-aged conversation I've ever heard. I was like, y'all have nothing else to talk about other than how many steps you
right. Oh my! But it's probably so unusual.
But still, that is so funny.
That is what we do.
That's what we talk about now.
Right.
Two men in their late 40s looking at their watches talking about how many steps they took. But I was like, at least they're not talking about the strippers in the casino or something, I guess.
Right. Oh my goodness.
But it was a fun, much needed time away. And then we went to this $10 shoe store. I gotta show you my ratchet sandals or my ratchet slippers that I got.
I saw some little furry slippers. Those are so cute.
Are they cute?
They're super cute.
We went to the $10 shoe store, and so my mom bought a bunch of
super
silly
cute
shoes.
Oh, those are so cute.
And she likes to shop like her daughter, but she bought it. It's fun when you hang out with your parents because you get to be a kid. Like, you know, she'll buy me silly stuff.
And they pay for your stuff.
Yeah, because I'm busy budgeting the trip every down to the dollar. But my mom, she could just be free, and you know, you could slip stuff in her cart, and she knows what you're doing, but it's okay.
Oh, that's fun. My mom doesn't do that, but I do that. Like for my adult daughter, like she loves to hang out with me because she knows I'm gonna pay.
Yeah, and that's so true because when I leave with any one of my kids, I'm like, stepping out the door with you is at least $100, no matter where we go. Target, you want to get Starbucks or China Joe's. Like, you got to be mindful how many kids you take out with you at a time.
Ooh-wee. Absolutely. And then your other boys are on their school trip.
They're on their school trip.
When
they're
are they
in
come
DC.
back?
Not till next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so we took them to the airport, and when my older two went, you know, they wanted us to stay until they got their bags weighed, and then it was time to go to the next part, you know. Mm-hmm. These two, they were like, bye, Mom. Okay, bye, Mom. I was like, wait, but don't you, let me just make sure your bag is not too heavy, because if it's too heavy, we're going to have to take some stuff out, and I'll make sure they're like, bye, Mom.
Bye.
I was like, on the way home, I was telling William, I was like, well, you know, we this is how we want to raise them, to be independent. But boy, when that independence kicks in, you're like, wait.
You're not ready. I know.
It was so funny. I took a picture of them because they weighed their bags and then they have to go to another section to meet the other chaperone that's like around the corner.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait, are they going to come back over here? And she's like, no. I was like, great cushion. And I'm all waving, bye. They're like, bye. But they've called, obviously, 2 days after the trip has started.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Is it a retreat? Like, is it a bonding retreat?
No, it's the DC trip where they go to the Capitol, they go to Philly. I think they're in Philly today. They go to Virginia. They go to all of the museums, the African American Museum.
Oh, very cool.
It's a huge trip where they see a lot of different places. Because they're there for a week. Yeah, but it's not just DC. It's DC, Virginia, Philly, Massachusetts. Yeah, and they see everything.
Nice.
Like the day they got there, they went to like 4 different museums. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Right.
Very cool.
And then they go to different hotels. So I was like, make sure you check under the bed. Like, this is their first time without mom and dad making sure that they've got their stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what they come back with. I was like, as long as you got them expensive ass Nike Techs, your hair grease, your coats, you can leave a few underwear, but make sure that expensive stuff comes.
Oh, that's so funny. That's good. That's gonna be nice.
Yeah. So it's just funny. Kids from the same family can be totally different.
Different.
So I was thinking when they go off to college, I know who's gonna call me every day. Ooh. I know who's gonna take a while. So that's spring break in a nutshell for us.
Wow. And you had 2 weeks. You had 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, I go back Tuesday. And I'm like, this has been so nice. I've been so spoiled. I forgot what it's like to be a stay-at-home mom again, where you could just plan your day and not have work in the middle of it. Shout out to all the working moms because it's
no joke. It's
battle.
No joke. I was so happy that I had that Monday off after Easter because I was so exhausted. I remember like at the dinner table saying, "So I'm sleepy."
That's funny.
Like,
let yourself out.
Right. That was my code for you ain't got to go home.
That's so funny.
And even with that, like people still kind of took their time to leave. But I was exhausted because I started cooking the day before.
Right, as you always do.
Yeah, I started cooking the day before. And I have gotten better about allowing other people to help me, because I was definitely one of those.
I remember.
Like no, I don't want you to bring anything. Yeah, I don't want you to bring.
I
got it. But I did, when people were asking me, can I bring? I said yes. Bring dessert.
Look at you growing.
Bring dessert.
Growing in your middle age
and evolving. So yes, I allowed guests to bring dessert, and my nephew. It was actually my nephew's birthday the day before.
Okay.
So his mom brought cupcakes, and we were able to sing happy birthday, and so it was cool. It was cool that I gave up some of that control and allowed others to help me, but I was still exhausted. So I had that Monday off to recover.
Right. Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, and it was good. And then I had a slow week at work where I was able to, it's nice that I'm no longer in the classroom, because when you're in the classroom, you got to be on all the time.
Yeah.
And so now that I'm no longer in the classroom, I was able to take my time and work my way back into being at work without feeling just even more exhausted.
Yeah.
So it's been good.
Right. I'm gonna have to train myself because I've been up late.
Yeah.
Abby always calls it my baby bedtime because I go to bed at like 10 o'clock, no matter what, or I'm at least upstairs in the bed watching something winding down. So I've been up past midnight.
Girl.
Watching. We're in the Survivor marathon. We love Survivor.
10, that's late. I go to bed 8.
Shut up. For real?
All the time.
That's crazy.
I go to bed
8:30. Your kids 100% don't go to bed at 8:30. So clearly you're not tucking them in anymore.
I'm not tucking them in. Even back in the tuck-in days, I was going to sleep early. They would have to come and say goodnight to me.
That's what Abby says. She tucks me in now.
Yeah, I have no problem like that.
Really?
There are just certain things that I feel like are so important that I hold on to as a mom.
Right.
And it helps with my sanity. It helps with, I'm not trying to be all late. I open my door, I say good night, and I close the door and I lock it.
At 8:30? During the tuck-in days? So you didn't have nobody coming out in the bed late at night?
We used to.
Right.
I remember Maya, when she was a baby, a toddler, we would lock our door.
Right. Your door.
Our door.
So she was like shaking the hand.
She was shaking, and she would say, open the door.
Oh. And what did you say? Go get back in your bed.
I think we would just ignore her.
Oh. And then she stopped?
She would, but she would turn on all the lights. Mm-hmm. And she would run around. We would hear her little pitter patter. But she got smart. She's still smart. She learned how to jimmy the lock.
To come in your room?
To unlock our door. I don't know. I don't remember what she used. I think she used like a penny. But whatever it was, she figured out how to unlock.
Oh, because you probably had just the one that you
just that regular.
That's what all my kids have. I just use a penny and open it up.
That's probably what it was.
That's funny. Yeah, she at a young age. And she would just bust in.
She would just bust in. Like, gotcha.
That is so
Yeah, I
funny.
get my sleep. Mm-hmm.
But you didn't have kids all up in the bed with you.
You know what? We did at different times.
You did? You allowed that? We never did.
You know what? I used to when they were nursing.
Oh, right.
Yeah, when they were nursing. And even then, I would have the bassinet right next to me. Mm-hmm. And my boobs, I don't know why I always want to grab my boobs when I talk about my boobs, but my boobs, they would be all full, but they're like long, and I felt like I was going to suffocate a baby. So there would be so many times that I would be nursing and fall asleep.
Wait, you would come over the bassinet? Or you would bring her in the bed?
No, the baby would be in the bed.
Okay, yeah.
But then I'm supposed to like burp and then put the baby in the bassinet, but I would fall asleep.
Right.
And I would wake up in a panic, thinking my big old boob has suffocated this baby.
Yeah.
And the breast is just chilling on the cheek, and the baby's asleep. And I'm like, oh, another night I'm safe.
Right. You know? Yeah. Our rule, we used to obviously for nursing have them in the bed, but only if they were sick.
Oh.
They come and sleep with us. But other than that, the bed was our time to not have kids.
Yes.
All up in there. Although we did, I think we went through a season where we let Grant and Christian, you know, they got away with everything when they were little, come into the bed with us. And then when we got rid of the mattress, we looked at it, had like pea circles in it.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, that is not me. That is from when my kids were little. I promise.
I know, like when you have movers come and they move your bed and you're like
that pea circle is not me.
Exactly. When we would start weaning them out of being in the bed with us was usually when another baby was coming.
Yeah, you know, that's when you gotta do stuff.
Yeah, like when another baby was coming. Like I know that was really hard for Morgan when Landon was coming. Yeah, like trying to prepare her to not be in our bed anymore.
Right.
And when I think about
so you had like feet in your back?
Yeah, all of it.
Really?
All of it.
I can't sleep like that.
Yeah. But it was, when I think about though, if I had any like guilt about parenting, that definitely would have been a time that I think about that I wish I had done things differently, because I think it like really hurt her feelings, you know.
Oh, that she had to get out the bed?
Yeah, that I didn't do it properly, you know.
What'd you do? You're just like, get out. Bam.
No, I didn't. But I guess maybe
there was no transition.
The weaning process wasn't long enough. I don't know, but it just seemed like because she just went crazy after Landon came home, and even in that, not just about being in the bed, but I just feel like that time when she needed a lot more attention and affection, that I just didn't have it in me, of just being exhausted, you know, and needing to take that extra time and nurturing. And I think about now being in that place with her too, like as a with her as a teenager, just kind of feeling like, you know, again, of the kids needing something from me that I didn't have, you know, and being exhausted as a new mom. Yeah. Like back then I had a 5-year-old, a 2.5-year-old, and an infant. Yeah. I was so exhausted.
Yeah, because those are all different stages.
Yeah. I was so tired.
One in kindergarten, that's a lot.
Right, one in not even in preschool. She was home. I had to tell my husband, I was like,
or she probably potty training.
Yeah, just all of it.
You gotta find somewhere for her.
Yeah, I did. I said, we can't all be here. I said, I want to be an at-home mom by myself.
You gotta find somewhere for her to go.
And he did.
You're like, well, down the street they gotta.
I'm like, damn. But it was interesting though, and it was such a blessing because the person that we found, it was a referral by another mom. I get there, and this woman is a mom of one of my old high school friends.
Oh, good. Yeah, referrals are always good. If it's a friend of a friend.
And I felt like, I was like, the Lord brought me here. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Dawn, it's me. Do you remember me? Like it had been, you know, she was someone that was very, very sweet to me when I was in high school. And so it just worked out perfectly. I think maybe I had Morgan go like 2 days a week just to give me a break. Yeah. And then once Landon was a year old, he started going too. And so it was just really nice. But I just think about all of those people that help, you know, and it truly, truly takes a village. Yeah. And, you know, when you're talking about like working moms, I think about, if I was working at that time too,
yeah.
Oh my goodness. I wouldn't have been good for anybody.
Yeah.
You know, not for work, not for my kids, not for my husband, not for myself.
Right.
And
it's a lot.
It's so much. And I think that's part of me going to sleep early. That's part of my self-care.
I need this amount of sleep.
Yes. Because even with me going to sleep early, I would still wake up just exhausted.
Are you an early riser?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, good. Good. Because as you start getting older, why do I get texts like from my mother-in-law at like 5 o'clock in the morning?
Hell,
I'm like, what you doing up?
It's not so much about me not being an early riser as much as it is I'm not a morning person.
Okay.
And my husband is.
Right.
So he wakes up and he's like, "Good morning, sunshine."
And you're like, I need a minute. Yeah, it's always one that's the opposite. William's the same way. He is not a morning person, but he's a night person. He'll be up all hours of the night. But in the morning, I'm like rolling him out the bed.
Oh, okay. No.
And not to mention, okay, this is another one. So he sets 1,000,000 alarms between 5:30 and 6:30. This has been an ongoing debate. So listeners, if you have some weigh in, I need a little help here. So I've let it go because it's not something that you can constantly berate someone about. The fact that they have at least 7 different alarms from 5:30 to 6:30. I don't have to get up to 6:15.
Wow.
He doesn't actually get out the bed until about 6:20.
Wow.
Let me tell you, it's marching bands. It's jazz. It's good morning to you. Da, 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 like a big loud jingle. It is Batman. All different. Every 5 minutes. He does not hear them. He's a really hard sleeper.
No.
So he doesn't hear it at all.
So you're turning them off?
No, I wake up because I am a light sleeper. I hear everything. I wake up and I'm like, babe, get your alarm. So I'm pushing him. It takes him 3 or 4 minutes to actually hear me. So I'm waking him up to turn off his alarm. So that takes about 3 minutes. Then he turns it off or pushes snooze or whatever. Then the next one
just
plays.
Just in time for the next one.
Yes. So this
would drive me nuts.
But what do you do? Because he refuses to just let me wake him up because he doesn't hear it at all.
Wow.
Like I have videos, maybe I'll put them on YouTube and get in trouble later. I have videos of me saying, babe, in the pitch black, trying to wake him up.
Wow.
Because I am actually the person that wakes him up. But in his head, he thinks it's the alarms.
No way.
What do I do? Therapist.
Divorce. No.
What would you do? Really?
Wow.
You don't even have an answer.
That's a lot.
It is.
He would not be allowed to do all those different ones. No, you got one alarm and a snooze.
What? Wait a minute. So our compromise has been instead of 5:30, 5:45. Because then I'm like, I'm just gonna get up and start my day 30 minutes early. Well, actually, it's 15 minutes early.
Like, what is his hope? Does he think that he's gonna eventually get up?
I guess he's a
early?
really hard sleeper. He does not hear it. To his defense, he does not hear it. To the point where when I, sometimes I sleep train babies, so I spend the night out.
Yeah.
I have to get my kids organized to go wake up daddy. The one time that I did it, like earlier this year, Guy missed his alarm. Or was I in Vegas? Maybe I don't know where I was, but Guy actually didn't hear his alarm. They both overslept. He was late to work like 20 minutes.
Wow.
That's how much he doesn't hear it. So even a gazillion alarms, if I'm not home, he does not hear it.
Why? Why is that? Like, what's the condition called?
I don't know. I've talked to my mother-in-law about this. It's been, even when he was in high school, she used to have to throw water on him. Because
I remember Camila had mentioned when you guys got married, that was one of the things on the list.
Right. So help me solve this.
I ain't got nothing.
Are you serious?
I ain't got nothing.
So I just get up earlier myself.
And you know, the thing about it, those first few alarms, they need to just go off. He's not even gonna know. Like, turn it off. He's not even gonna know. Yeah.
But I'm already up. So if I get up and turn it off, I'm up.
No, I mean, they need to be deleted.
Oh, but he's gonna do it.
He ain't gonna know.
Yes, he will. He goes to bed later than I do. He will know because he's the one that sets
Tell him, listen here.
See?
Listen, buddy.
I need to put on my black mama draws.
Black mama. Listen here, buddy.
What?
You sweet and handsome and all. But you gonna have to you gotta turn off them damn alarms. Delete. Yes.
He won't do it.
Oh.
He won't.
Put your foot down. And I'm over here talking about put your foot down. I'm the least putting my foot down person.
I know, that's why it's a problem. Usually you can figure things out.
I'm the least put my foot down person ever. Yeah. Because I don't have to. Like, my husband is so easy. Yeah. He's super easy.
But there's certain annoying things that he stands by. And this is one of them because he thinks this is what he needs to wake up. Watch when he comes back. I'm going to bring it up.
But you need to tell him, record show.
Record show. Record show.
This is not waking you up. You don't need this in your life. And I'm going to need you to delete them.
Record show. Mm-hmm. I would use that.
Yes.
Okay.
There are I have some things that irritate me.
Yeah.
But it's just because I'm special. So I don't even say anything. Like my husband, when he chews, there is a condition. I know.
There is. Yeah.
There is a condition.
Yeah, I've heard of that before.
Yes. It drives me nuts.
Some people get enraged.
It drives. Yeah. I'm sitting there like when he brings a bowl of cereal to bed.
You're like, here it comes.
All of the juices and all of the... But how do you tell somebody?
Have you seen those videos of, what is it called? ASMR or whatever, where people like to hear sounds and they're like, hello. Or they could go up and down the mic. And
I hate it.
What is it called? ASMR?
I don't know what the hell it is, but those noises
drive me crazy.
I absolutely hate it.
That's funny.
And I can't say to him, like, can you stop chewing and swallowing?
Yeah, because then you sound crazy.
Because then I sound like a crazy person.
Right.
So if it's something that I know I'm just ridiculous and special, I don't bother him about it. But if his ass had 50 million alarms going off...
Well, you got to pick your battles, but this is one of the ones that I'm like, look.
He gonna lose that battle.
Because it's been going on. It's because of the 5:30 of it. 5:30 just sounds too early.
It's too early.
When I know you're not going to get out of bed until 6:15.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so listeners.
You could be doing some other things during that time.
Oh, I got you. Let me take a sip of my wine. Listeners, if you have any tips for me,
yeah, you need some help.
Write in or DM us. Get on the DMs.
You know what? Speaking of DMs, so I don't know which guest. I think maybe it was our guest Claudine. Ever since she's been on, I have like all of these followers, and I have been getting.
Random DMs.
Oh, I have been getting so many DMs. I am a married, middle-aged mama. Stop DMing me. I'm not going to respond. I don't want to see your pictures. Right. I'm going to delete it. And then I'm going to unfollow friend, block you.
Tell them to
stop.
No DMs allowed. Well, no, DM us for shows stuff.
Yeah, but
not just to be trying to be friends.
Come on, funny. Stop.
We're all taking it, except for Camila. If you like to DM Camila, you can find her at
Camila, go for it. But not me. I'm not interested. It's not like, I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who are flattered about that stuff. Yeah. Maybe like insecure and need attention.
Right.
That's not me.
Yeah, you got it.
That I'm straight. so good.
That is so funny.
I'm not reading your messages, boo. Please stop.
That is so funny. Okay, so on the next episode, you will hear from Camila. She'll be back.
Yay!
We hope. But it's been nice catching up.
Yes.
And tune in on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. And we'll catch you on the next episode.
Yes.
What were you
Peace
about
out.
to say?
I was going to say it, and you can watch us on YouTube, but you just said YouTube.
All right, y'all. Bye.
Bye.